Happy Thursday. It is Wedding Thursday, and I am super excited because today I am talking with Carissa Mosley. She is a professional, internationally, nationally published makeup artist here in the state of Florida, but she travels, so don't worry about that. She has done work with Pepsi. She does weddings, publishing prints. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So she definitely knows what she's talking about. So today, we are focusing on your bridal makeup and basically giving some tips on like how to get set up when you're getting your makeup done, some prep tips of lighting, which is super important. And you do not have to be a photographer, makeup artist, or videographer as a couple or a bride to understand why lighting is important for your makeup. And in addition to that, towards the end of this, I will be doing a giveaway for Budget Savvy Brides. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss. I will tell you guys once, I'll say like midpoint on how you can enter for that giveaway. So without further ado, we are about to get started. So Carissa and I have shot a lot of weddings, and I know she's done tons and tons of faces. And one thing that we focus on and or that we do look at is final product. So on her end, that would be how makeup looks. On my end, that would be photography or video. So we wanted to talk to you guys about certain things that can help you have better pictures and or video in the end. So I'm gonna let Carissa first introduce herself briefly. I know I kind of did most of it, but and then talk about like why I already told you that I tell my brides to get ready in natural light, even if a ring light is being used.
Okay, well, hi everybody. My name is Carissa Mosley. I am a makeup artist, licensed esthetician. I've been in the business, it'll be 12 years in May. Wow. So I've been doing this a long time. Normally I work with either brides or models. Like I'm kind of like half and half in that sense. For the type of work that I do. And then as of recently, I've been doing some commercial work as well. So I'm really excited to be here with all of you guys. So you were saying you wanted to talk about lighting and why it's important for brides to know lighting in regards to like makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially if you're getting ready in a hotel room, a lot of times like the walls are like crazy colors, or they're not pure white. So I always think that it's best for a bride to get ready in natural light. So you should, when you're hiring your makeup artist, make sure you clear out a space in your hotel room that's near a window. So that way the light can come in. That way she's able to see the different colors, because no one has the same skin tone throughout their face. Everybody has different tones in their face, regardless of if you're really, really fair or dark. So natural light tends to bring out all of those elements so they know how to correct, how to color match you properly so that you don't look like you have a floating head, lighter face, darker body, how it's so that they can make sure everything blends well.
Right.
And they're able to see whatever blemishes that you're trying to cover or, any features that you're trying to highlight. It's really, really important. Also, if one of the questions you should ask your makeup artist is if they have a light that they bring with them. My personal favorite light to use is called the makeup light. It's about the size of the tablet. And it gives off, it's been calibrated to give light the same way the sun would. It's like a daylight. It's not super blue or it's not super yellow. It's just right. I know a lot of makeup artists use ring lights. Those are okay too. Sometimes they can come off a little bit more blue, but a makeup artist bringing light also really helps in situations if you're in a hotel room that doesn't have a window at all. So it's really important. So that way your pictures look the way they're supposed to. You look like you in the final product because of the lighting that the makeup artist is using while she's getting you guys ready.
So guys, I want to show you a little bit. I'm trying to do it without my phone going off. I want to show you guys what Carissa's talking about as far as like having a ring light. So what I have to my right, which may be your left, is a ring light, which is illuminating my face and making it all pretty, right? So basically, most of these lights, they do vary, and professionals who buy them or people who use them know this, but they do vary with being cold or being warm. It depends on, you know, what they call like a Kelvin, and that's getting into further terminology. But anyway, even right now, I kind of have a little bit of mixed lighting because I have some natural light that's coming, which usually natural light is more warm. And I have the ring light, which is colder, which is more like blue. So think yellow and blue over here, okay? So when I shut this off, hold on, you'll notice like it's different. It's darker. There's what they call more contrast. But I still have some natural light on this side. So I wanted to explain to you guys, because I know what Carissa said may be like foreign to some, but I wanted to explain what the difference is with actually using the product. So continuing on with that, what I found is that not every photographer photographs the same either. And because of that, it's important to know, you know, where's the best place to set up. To be honest, this is something that you actually want to ask your makeup artist. I believe that to an extent, you don't have to like drill them, like, where do you set up? How many lights you got? Like, that's not your place. But find out, like, do they use natural light or do they use, you know, a diva light? Because it will impact your images. I am a professional photographer and cinematographer, and I have seen images where it's like, you could tell that there was either a lot of retouching or the lighting, you know, or like Carissa was saying, the floating head, because when I normally see that, it's usually because it was done with artificial light. And so when the person comes into natural light, which would be like normal sunlight, there's the difference in the skin tone, significant color.
If it's a bridal boutique where, or location where you're not necessarily in a hotel room, like a lot of places that like where you get married in a barn, they have like a separate little house where you get ready and stuff. I'll have the person come outside so I can look at their face and make sure that it doesn't look off, make sure I match their foundation properly, make sure that the tone in their lipstick is exactly what they want. I'll take my handheld mirror and have them look at it in daylight, because daylight is quite harsh. So, you know, just to make sure everything looks okay. If you feel like, if you're looking in the mirror at yourself as a bride and you feel like something looks a little off, go to the window or go outside and ask if you can hold the mirror, just to like, and please don't hold it this close to your face. Nobody's going to see you that close, but
right.
Just hold it further out and then just take a look at everything overall in the same distance, like the way somebody would be talking to you. Mm-hmm. And just to make sure everything looks the way you want it to look.
Yeah, and I would also add to that, like, don't feel bad if you're saying to your makeup artist, you know, hey, I don't want to say my color looks off, but whatever message or wording you need to communicate, you know, your look, because that's your wedding day. Once they, you know, leave, that's it. You're set. Your images are going to be forever like that. I feel the same way with hair. I had a bride once who, she just didn't like her hair, and we saw it, like, as soon as she stepped into the bathroom to look at her hair, her whole face just was like,
oh no.
Yeah, you could see her. And it's weird because as a vendor, you know, you want to respect other vendors. I get it. So you never want to be like, that hairstyle is just jacked up. Like, no, like, you never want to do that. But I know as a professional that my images are going to show, you know, a certain thing. Video is going to show a certain thing. So if the bride is already looking kind of like down and we haven't even gotten into that video part, I don't want that. And I don't want her to go through the rest of her day like that either. So I would say if you're not comfortable with something, like, tell them. They're artists, they understand. And I think if you just communicate it respectfully, you won't have to worry about like, oh, did I offend her, or, you know, or things of that nature. So what are some, I guess from your opinion, or your professional experience, I should say, what are some like ways that a couple can look at pictures from their photographer? Obviously, they would be from other weddings, right? But how can they look at those and determine like they know what they're doing in the sense of color, like from a makeup artist perspective?
For me, like, because I just recently got married, and one of the things that I looked for was a diversity in their portfolio. To me, that's a telltale sign if a photographer knows what they're doing in regards to how you are going to look. I look for diversity in their portfolio. So I want to see super, super pale. I want to see someone that's a little bit more tan. I want to see dark. And the reason why is, especially when it comes to like darker skin tones, if they look washed out, that means that photographer doesn't know how to deal with color the right way in post or when they're editing the photos, or they may not light their subjects the way they should, so they pop in the image. So for me, that was the main thing. So as a consumer, just go through their portfolio and look for diversity, check out their skin and make sure it looks realistic, like it's not too overdone, like they didn't go in and like Photoshop the entire thing to try to make up for what lacked in the image in its raw form.
And I think
that would be my best suggestion.
No, that's perfect. And I think too, in reality, a professional makeup artist, like I'm just gonna say this, and some other photographers may disagree, but when you have a professional makeup artist, I would say 95% of the time, because no one's perfect, so just say 95%, you don't even have to do all that skin retouching in post, because it's done, the makeup is done so well that you're photographing as is. And if you're a photographer like me, and even videographer like me, I like to get my footage and or images in camera as is, as very close to how my final product would look in camera. So my brides know, like, I'll tell them, turn this. If we have to move something, like, I do whatever it is to get it as close to as in camera as I want it, because I already know, like, the final results and what's going to impact it or not. So I just want to, I don't know if I can share it real quick with you guys. I want to share my screen real quick. Let's see. It should share. Let me see. It'll go through. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so this is kind of what Carissa was saying. When you go to like your photographer or a photographer that you're looking at the very least site, you want to look at their portfolio and just look at the colors. I mean, if you even look at mine right now, I have African American couples, I have, you know, Hispanic couples, I have, you know, Caucasian, and not even to get into race, light and dark, as Carissa was sharing. And look at that stuff, because every skin tone photographs differently. I mean, you know, like IJ and Cecil, like their photo went viral, and you know, IJ is more darker skin tone, stunningly beautiful, stunning. But I'll just open it to see if it'll pop up. Hold on. Hopefully it won't be like too loud. I'm trying to get to her my favorite picture. Like, I love this picture. Like, right here, this is my favorite picture. Like, stunning. Like, you can tell, like, it's her. She had, like, sort of a natural look, but you can see where the makeup was even, and she ended up being every year I pick, like, a 2018, not 2018, not every year, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I try to pick, like, a signature bride, and that's usually, who I kind of push for my marketing stuff. And I haven't changed it since 2017. My two, actually I had two signature brides because they both represent my skill and spectrum as far as skin tone. So I'm glad that Carissa mentioned that, because I do have, I'm gonna show you guys like real quick. I know I just canceled the screen, but I'll show you right here what I'm talking about. Let's see, share screen. Okay. Like, this is what I call my digital business card. When people ask for it, I make it a little bit bigger. You can see clearly two different skin tones, but when you look at the image as a whole, you're not like, oh, well, no offense, like the bride on the left is really pale looking and the bride on the right is really, you know, dark. Like, it's even. I wouldn't have put those two images together if, you know, if it didn't work. So I think that that's a good reference point that Carissa made. Looking at the portfolio will tell you enough about, you know, the skill level, whether, because I can tell you this much. Actually, that's a really good example. The bride on the left, her makeup was done in the bridal room had no windows, and the walls were, wait a minute, hold on. They had mirrors and black walls.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect,
my goodness.
yeah. Perfect example of like how you're not going to always be in a window situation. You may have to use artificial light, but her makeup was gorgeous. IJ was done in a hotel with both artificial and natural light, but she was facing more towards the natural light, which allowed the makeup artist to see, you know, both looking in natural and artificial light. So I hope that these tips, you know, help you ladies as far as like really looking at imagery. I'm not asking you to dissect it. I'm not asking you to be a photographer or a makeup artist, but having a little background to know the difference between a quality image that really reflects good makeup and good photography at that, because they do go hand in hand when you're looking. I think that it's important. I'll try to get on. Let me see if I can get on. Hold on. Carissa's website real quick. Okay, so I'm going to show hers, and then that will be. Then we're going to talk about the giveaway, guys. So I know you're like waiting for that. Share screen. Here we go. So Carissa's site. This is her website, and you can see, like she said, the different hues of skin tone, and they all look, this is one of my favorites, but they all just look flawlessly clean. And no offense, I mean, like this, you know, this girl here, she's, you know, I don't want to say pale, but
no, she was literally like one of the lightest foundation colors I have. I loved it. It was great.
You can just see like stunning right here. Like you can just see how her imagery is very clean, but it has a lot to do with doing, you know, makeup well, knowing how to blend colors and all of that as well. So I hope that this helps you guys. You guys know I love doing this, and I keep bringing on different features because I'm like, why not bring on the people who actually do what we're talking about? Hello.
Oh, I was gonna say, another, I forgot to bring this up, was that they want to make sure the photographer doesn't over edit the images. And what I mean by that is, does the bride's skin look like plastic? Can you see texture on their skin? Everybody has texture, whether you like it or not, it's there. So does the bride's skin look like it's literally like there's no pores, no, you know, fine hairs, nothing? Like, does it look like they're plastic, like they're not even real? Another thing you want to look for in general, like what I find with amateur photographers is they'll put like this blurring filter. I know that's not the technical word for it, but
yeah.
Yes, they like make everything super, super, super soft focus, and they blur everything, and it can turn, like I recently had a bride and I was looking at her images and I was like, oh, they're so pretty, like they look so nice, and there was like one shot where the photographer just over edited everything, and I was like, no. So it's really good to look out for that as well. A lot of times if the photographer isn't strong in Photoshop or capturing the image in the right angle and lighting and all that kind of thing, they'll over edit in post, and it just looks like a foggy mess on the picture. So that's something else to look for as well.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. And the best way that I could say that from a photographer standpoint is consistency. Look at, once again, going back to the portfolio, and look at their work. Is it consistent as far as lighting, color, all of that? Brides, if you're concerned about makeup, just look at the bridal portraits. Most photographers, like I know myself, I include, you know, several shots of the bride during getting ready, which means that her hair and makeup is done and she's probably putting on her dress. look at that and look at each wedding. Do you see consistent quality, or do you see, like what Carissa was saying, that plasticky over editing look, which, you know, everyone, yeah, don't confuse it with style, because some people do have I don't want to say a fake look, but they have that look, but it goes with their style.
Yeah, it's soft, but it's not overdone.
Right. So don't confuse that. I want to make sure that that's clarified as well. But
think 1980s like glamour shots. Like it kind of looks like that. Yeah.
No, yeah. Actually, guys, I don't even have anyone to add. That's probably the best way to close that out. All right, let's do this giveaway.
Hi. So glad to have you guys here tonight. Last time I had a feature on here, we had some really bad audio. And again, Facebook Live tonight did the same thing. So I'm trying to make sure that my phone is working because I'm on Instagram Live to do this. So I just want to thank everyone that came in tonight. I'm looking at your comments. I have like 2 screens. Well, actually like 4, because I see myself here and then over there, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so to get into this contest, let's go for the giveaway. I have this wedding planner and organizer from the Budget Savvy Bride, which was made by Jessica Bishop. I apologize. It's the no, it's right. Budget Savvy Bride. I'm sorry. And this book, let me tell you guys, I actually went through it. I went through every page. One thing that I mentioned earlier when I was live on Instagram is that I'm not just going to have like a product on my show and not know anything about it, etc. So let me do this real quick because the lighting here is like really harsh on my face. And so I only will talk about something that I think will benefit everyone. Yeah, my light just fell. It's okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this book. So take a look at the cover real quick. And while I give you guys a little bit of insight on this. Okay, so we're good now. This is much better because I felt like it was just like frying half of my face. So this book is excellent. Like, I can't tell you how good this book is. So I am giving one away. The code to enter is Savvy. So you have to go on Facebook and comment under this video with the word Savvy. So just like what's written on the book right here, Savvy. That's the word. And I will choose a winner tomorrow and then I'll just get your contact information on and send the book to you. But I want to kind of go over some of the features that it has so that you guys can also check it out and know like how valuable this product is. So basically, Jessica goes through like the whole wedding planning process, like every phase that you would go through. So like in the content, you can see where she walks you through like the budget, the guest list, the venue, invites, your wedding day look, the wedding party. I love that she even talked about like after the wedding. So you're talking about like honeymoon type of stuff. I love that she hit on that because that's kind of how I also talk to my couples. Like, I don't just say like, okay, your wedding's done, have a nice day. Like, we actually continue to talk after their wedding, which I think is pretty cool. And so I was like really excited to get this product and to share it with you guys because I know it'll be of value. So another thing that I like about it is that she gives you areas to actually fill in. So you could keep like all of your information in one spot. So it may be a little bit hard to see on the live with the computer, but she has a section for like hair and makeup, which would be on the side, like nails, like all of those details. And that would be like under Wedding Day Beauty. Guys, there's a section for you. And a lot of times the men feel kind of like left out. So there's a groom's attire section in the book as well. And she gives like tips about the difference between renting and buying, things of that nature. This book is like, I hate to use this word, but I'm going to. It's almost like a Bible for wedding planning and staying organized. And so basically I talked with Jessica and I was able to get a book for one lucky person. So the person that goes to under this video and writes the word savvy. We're letting it go until tomorrow, and if that needs to change, I'll think about that. I'll decide. But basically, we are choosing the winner that way, and then I will get in contact with you to get your shipping information so that you can get the product. And should the first person chosen not respond within 24 to 48 hours and me contacting them, then I would just pick another winner. But outside of that, I was so happy. That is Phoenix, y'all. You know she does this every time I go live, so just ignore it. But I was so happy to have Carissa on tonight. She gave some invaluable information about bridal makeup when it comes to lighting. And the reality is, when you book a makeup artist, excuse me, y'all, when you book a makeup artist, you guys are looking at their previous work. And so if you can get some tips on how you can have that similar experience, whether that's, how you set up or keeping your bridal room a certain way, why not get those tips in advance? So with that being said, if you want to enter the contest, put the word savvy, S-A-V-Y. I'm going to put it on the screen real quick. Let's see if it comes up. Come on. Well, we're not working. There we go. Okay, there we go. So just put the word savvy if you guys could see it. I'll lighten it up for you guys because I know it's a little dark in here. Here we go. So put the word savvy in the comments, and then we will choose based on that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and thanks for tuning in again. Bye.